here at our Noblesville Taste of Business event, that she'll be acting as our MC, along with the Sunny Moon team that handles all of the announcements for that event. And just a little short, very short story. When we talk about soft skills and how important they are for folks, Abbey demonstrates that every day. And here's kind of a silly, kind of dumb little thing, but Mary and I were working in the office one day, and we ran out of toner. And Abbey just steps up, why don't I go to the store and get toner for you? And that might seem, not a big deal, but let me tell you, that doesn't happen in our world, right? It doesn't happen necessarily at my house even. But then when it came to, we needed some paper, so well, listen, if you're going to go, let's pick up some paper. And we had to make sure we get the right paper, and I think I threw out the wrapper. And I hope you don't mind, but Abbey went to the trash. And went to the trash for us to find out the right thing. That, I tell you, that says an awful lot about the character of the students coming out of Noblesville schools when they're willing to just do what it takes to get the job done. And I was so impressed with that. Impressed with all the stuff Abbey's done. But that in particular said, wow, this girl's got it going. So anyway, I'd like Abbey Van Meter to come up, and she's going to introduce our superintendent.
Hi. Okay. Can you hear me? Okay. Good. All right. Yes, I'm Abbey Van Meter, and I've been asked to participate by sharing a little bit about myself and my perspective on Noblesville schools. I've been the intern with the Chamber and Hamilton County Leadership Academy for the last semester, and I've attended Noblesville schools my whole life, and I've been provided with many wonderful opportunities and experiences because of that. Primarily, I've had many incredible teachers that inspired me. For example, I always strongly disliked history, but last year, Mr. Swart really changed my mind, and this past fall break, I got to travel with a small group from my class to Boston and New York, learning all about the history of the areas. And I'm so thankful for that experience and the knowledge that I gained from being able to immerse myself in history. Additionally, I only planned on completing my 3 required years of Spanish so I could graduate, but now I'm in Spanish 5. And I would give credit for that to my Spanish teacher, Senor Ayers, for bringing a really amazing energy to the class, and for pushing me and believing in me when I thought that taking the higher levels of Spanish was not something I would excel in. I always looked forward to his class because he was so passionate, and that was apparent in his class, and his excitement for the language made me excited to learn. And finally, going way back, Miss Rattenberry was my 8th grade choir teacher who encouraged me to join show choir, which I have now been a part of for 5 years. Show choir has been an incredible experience for me because I used to be very shy and I wasn't confident in myself. The show choir helped me to become the person I am today. And I don't think I would have been able to have that experience at any other school. Here, I found that performing is something I love to do. Here, I have been pushed outside my comfort zone in the best ways and allowed to achieve things I didn't know I could. Although we have had a number of directors over the years, I'm especially thankful for Mr. Neubauer and Ms. Maxwell, our directors, who led us to be state champs, which is something I would have never imagined 5 years ago. And as much as I do love show choir, the aspect of the high school that I am most thankful for is the speech team. Speech is something I am very passionate about, and many schools do not have great programs that support and encourage students like ours. Mr. Starks is our teacher sponsor, and when we didn't have anyone, he saved the day. And additionally, there are countless alumni who always volunteer their time to help out. Through speech, I've made so many memories, met a lot of friends, and had so many great opportunities. This past summer, I got to compete at the national tournament, competing with students from all over the country. And I was able to make it all the way to the finals, speaking in front of thousands of people. And I get to go back and do that this summer. It is experiences like this that make me so thankful for Noblesville schools, and the educators and the mentors that I am blessed to know, which brings me to my internship, one of the best resources that Noblesville schools has to offer, and they do an excellent job with it. Every other day I get to work with HCLA or the Chamber and learn real things about their businesses. I get to be a part of it and work hands-on with the events that are taking place, and that is why I get to be here in front of all of you today, introducing the superintendent, which I'm told is a big deal. I could go on and on about the opportunities that I've been given at Noblesville schools, and I never took the time to realize how great they were until just recently. But as I'm getting ready to move on to college and the next stages of my life, I'm incredibly thankful for Noblesville schools and how they have encouraged me to express myself, motivated me to work hard, and prepared me for whatever the future may hold. So, without further ado, I'm honored to present to you the woman behind Noblesville schools, and coincidentally Noblesville's largest employer, Dr. Niedermeyer, who has really done it all, from teaching elementary school to aerospace science. She has played a multitude of different roles in her life, as many know her as principal, teacher, wife, award winner, water skier, Rotarian, HGTV addict, and now to us, superintendent. Dr. Niedermeyer has devoted her life to education and to us, and we are so grateful for her passion and dedication. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Niedermeyer.
Well, I can tell you, following Abby is going to be a tough act. And that's probably a bigger deal than her introducing me. Okay. Oh, geez. Time to get off that one. All right. So let's switch slides then. What I'd like to do, first of all, I want to thank you all for being here. It's really important to see a lot of friendly faces and see the people that I have the pleasure of working with in the community every day. So your support of Noblesville schools means a lot, so I really appreciate you being here. Now I want to talk to you about the school board, and we've got the school board members here. Would you guys mind standing? I want everyone to know who you are. This is a group of folks that tirelessly give so much of their time and every day to the district. And I think they will tell you that it's not easy to be a board member because they get questioned in any event they go to. So it's a huge sacrifice of their time, but we really appreciate all the great work that you guys do for the students. Okay, next is our cabinet, and I would love all of the cabinets to stand. This is our small but mighty team of folks that work so closely with all of the schools because it's important when you have an organization as large as ours that you really connect all of the work that you do so that it's seamless for our students and our staff. These folks work endless hours. Dave was out at 4 a.m. Gosh darn, I was hoping that the snow would be over. Driving the roads, we were this close to delaying, but we didn't. And ready to put away the boots, let's just say that. So anyway, I want to thank all of these guys for great work. And the reason why we didn't have to delay is because the city and the county got out there on the roads. Thank you so much for that. At 4 a.m., they were not good. They started getting a lot better, so thank goodness for that. Next is our team of principals, and these are the folks that you guys know probably better than anyone else, and I would love our principals to stand. I don't know of anyone that is on call 24/7 like these folks are. They are kind of like the unsung heroes in our district because they have so many things pulling on them at any given time. They work so hard, they give so much of time and energy, and it's a sacrifice for their families too because of all the hours that they spend in our schools. That we've got great leaders who are doing great things, so hats off to you guys. I wouldn't want to work with them. And now it's time to celebrate our teachers. The teachers who spend so much time working with our students so closely. And we've got a lot of teachers here today, but I would like to start off with introducing our 3 teachers of the year. We have Dave Ferris from Noblesville High School, Natalie Parrish from West, there's Natalie, Sharon McGovern from Stony Creek. They are 3 really great representatives of what our teachers do every day. And it's so funny, when we meet with parents, they often say, I don't know how you do it, I could never be a teacher. And we are so glad that you guys are teachers and that you give so much of your hearts and souls to our students. So kudos to you. Thank you. We have a lot of other teachers. For all the other teachers that are here, would you please stand? That's okay, stand, yeah. Without our teachers, we wouldn't be the school district that we are today. Are we ready for this? You know what?
Go to the next slide.
Oh, I'm going to have, you know what, we're just going to wing this. Marnie, would you like to come up and lead this endeavor? Marnie could, she always puts these together, and she and, of course, Andy Smithheimer, they're kind of the brains behind all of this. So I'm going to let you go ahead and teach us this little lesson here.
For the record, I offered to help with this earlier, and she said, no, I've got it.
I can change my mind.
So every year we obviously we have a presentation that we're going to show you, but we thought we'd do something a little fun and interactive this year. This is a tool that a lot of our teachers are using with students to make learning more fun. So we thought it would be a great way to kind of model some of that for the community and also have a little fun learning about Noblesville schools. So the first thing you need to do is, I hope most of you have a smartphone, so you can, if you get out your phone and get into a web browser, whichever web browser you prefer, and type in the URL, it's kahoot.it. Once you get into Kahoot.it, it should ask you for a code, and this is our code.
I always love to see the kind of names that people put in.
There is going to be a prize for this too, I would say. So I expect some real competition here. And no, the principals do not win. They know all the answers. All right, that looks like most everybody that wants to play. So let's. Andy's gonna forward this. Okay, so we're gonna have 10 questions. These are gonna be multiple choice questions. Noblesville Schools has had a perfect bus safety inspection record for how many years? Here's your 4 choices. Noblesville Schools has had a perfect bus safety inspection record for how many years? Schools are involved in performing arts than athletics. True or false?
It's athletics.
It's true. We have more students in Noblesville Schools that are involved in performing arts than athletics. Right. We got a new leader. The term we use to describe our unique modern learning culture. 4 choices there. Millership. All right. Millership is the term we use to describe our unique modern learning culture. This NHS athletic team recently won back-to-back state championships. Noblesville schools? That's right. And about 10,400 students is our current count. Noblesville Schools is recognized as a state leader in what? All of the above, that's correct. We have been recognized at the state and in some cases the national level for all, STEM programming, educational technology, and special education, as well as workforce development. But there wasn't, only so many others to throw in. All right. NHS's real-world math curriculum was featured recently in which national publication? Publication. I just made that up. It sounded good. Educators in the room might call me out, but that's not even real. We've been named the National Best Community for music education is correct. Our students speak how many different home languages? Correct. Isn't that amazing? I couldn't even begin to name 56 different languages, but we do have a list of all of the languages. That's pretty cool. We've got amazing diversity. Our teaching staff has been recognized for all of the above is correct, and I do want to give one more shout out to Dave Barris, who was one of our national award-winning teachers that was recognized recently, so that's pretty cool. All right, so looks like we have a winner. Two of our, Adrienne, congrats to Adrienne, she is one of our employees, so she is also excluded from as is Mr. Haney, but you get bragging rights for all the principals there. Pat. Sarah Manro, you're our winner. Another prize tag
Well, that was fun. Thanks, Marnie, for doing that on the fly. You did a great job. One thing that we're moving into that has been on everyone's mind is safety. After the Parkland shootings, it has been, whenever there's a school shooting, it really impacts all of us. It impacts you in your businesses, you at home, and it certainly impacts us at school. So one of the things that you need to know is that it is a top priority for us. We spend a lot of time talking about and ways that we can continue to strengthen our safety measures in our schools. We have 14 certified safety specialists We have 4 resource officers, and we do safety drills continually. We had hosted on Monday night a forum for our parents, and we had about 50 parents that came, and we talked about all of the safety measures that we could share. We can't share all of them, that we could share publicly, that we have in place. And we also got some input from them. And what we will do is take that input and take it back to our safety team, because we work closely with the Noblesville Police Department, we work with the Hamilton County Emergency Management System, the FBI, Homeland Security, and we will let them look at all of this suggestions, and then we'll make some decisions on what we can do to continue to strengthen the safety measures that we have in Noblesville schools. So please know that it's something that's near and dear to our hearts, and we take it very seriously. We have a Speak Up app, and many of you that have students are probably aware of this app. This is an app that allows students to safely report bullying, any threats that they've heard about or read about, or any students are considering suicide. It's a really great way for them to report out, and so that our administrators can get right on top of that and do some investigating. And our students used a lot. We've had over 200 issues that were brought to our attention because of that Speak Up app. This is our instructional model. This is something that has been guiding the work that we're doing. And you'll be seeing some more of all of the things that we're doing in the next month. We're kind of rolling out a 3- to 5-year plan. But these 4 areas really highlight what we spend a lot of our time and effort on. When you talk about curriculum, when you talk about assessment, when you talk about meaningful learning experiences, and also having a learning-centered culture. All of the things that we do really tie into these areas. When you think about a learning-centered culture, that is a great focus for our students. You know that now we have 56 languages. We've been really emphasizing diversity and having honest conversations about diversity in our schools. We have an internal team that's met for over 2 years now, and we have diversity teams at each of our schools. And they've been leading some conversations with our staff so that we can start getting more comfortable about how we address some of the challenges that we face and some of the things that come up. We've also formed a community-based diversity team. And this team is comprised of city representatives. We've got Steve Cook on the team, Bob DuBois from the Chamber of Commerce. We've got local business people, leaders, we've got faith-based leaders, and we've got parents on this team. It's amazing. We've only had 2 meetings, and in just 2 short meetings, we've been able to identify our mission, our vision, our core beliefs, and we've got our first forum that's tomorrow night, 7 p.m. at Noblesville High School, and we have students and community members from 9 different countries that are going to talk to us about their culture, 5 things that they want us to know about, and then some common misconceptions. And so I think this is one of many. We've got another series coming up in April. The city's going to be hosting. So I hope you can all come out tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. because I think it's important that we join together and have these conversations. I would love that team. We've got several of you here today. Would you mind standing up if you're a member of the district or of the community diversity team? There's people and exciting things are going to come out of that. And when we think about the mission is to create a culture that understands, accepts, celebrates, and respects our diversity, that's really powerful. And we want to be a place where businesses, where people want to come and start their businesses, where families from all over want to be in Noblesville because we embrace and respect all. I think that's pretty exciting. Oh, I missed that. Well, there you go. There's the diversity slide. I just got too busy talking and forgot to press the button. The other aspect that we're really spending some time on is the physical and emotional health. We have really focused in on the neuroscience. And I think that it's really important for us as we're teaching students to understand how the brain and its functions impact learning. When a young child faces adversity or stress, the cells in the brain release a hormone that actually shrinks the size of their developing hippocampus, which alters a child's ability to process emotions, memory, and manage stress. So it's important for our teachers to know what's happening with their students when they're facing challenges. Now let's talk about the adolescent brain. in the adolescent brain, because when you think about when you're a young child and you're learning, well, at the adolescent stage of your life, you start pruning some of that learning. And so it's so that you can increase the capacity of your brain to focus on mastery of skills. So adolescents actually lose 3% of their gray matter in their frontal lobes during this pruning process. And that has a profound effect on self-regulation, attention, and thoughts and behaviors. So now do you understand why middle schoolers act the way they do? So it's important for us as educators to understand that neuroscience research, and it's important for our parents to understand, and for our students, so that when they are feeling things, they understand that it's a biological function, and it's normal. And I think, so we are spending a great amount of time really helping people understand that, so that they can be more successful. And it really helps us as we look to the ways, as we dive into what's causing students to think about suicide, how can we help our students be healthy, both physically, mentally, emotionally. There you go. There's going to be a slide behind this whole show. So I'm just telling you that right now. We've had experts coming in and have been spending sessions after school, 2-hour sessions with our staff so that we can learn more about this. And so you'll see in your classrooms, and you probably have heard some of your children talking about that, some of these practices that we're incorporating into our classes right now. And you'll see more of that throughout the year. It's really important. I also think that when we talk about some of the changes that we are seeing, I mean, you saw students today out in the hallway, how learning has changed. You're seeing all of the different things that we're doing, and that's going to continue to happen. When we think about new learning and technologies and how they've changed our medical practices and procedures, you think about how the cars that we drive have changed, how our communication has changed. It's important for us to all understand that schools are going to be changing just as much. You know what, that's kind of scary. And some of us resist those kinds of changes in schools because we've all been to school. We all have a good understanding of what school's like, and it worries us. Why change a good thing? Well, from our perspective, we've got to make sure that we are incorporating, just like you do in your businesses, all of those changes, and so that we are preparing our students not for the world that we live in today, but for the world they're going to be living in tomorrow. So that change is imperative. We want more for our students and our children, and it's really malpractice of us if we don't continue to make those changes. So I want you to embrace the changes that you'll continue to see coming out of Noblesville schools as we continue to do our best to prepare the students for the future that they're going to be living and working in. Okay, so you were able to see some student presenters. We had some great students from Stony Creek that were talking about Lego robotics. Their program combines building with programming. Students learn these science concepts while coding to the Legos to move and speak. These hands-on tools encourage students to get involved in science exploration by asking questions, analyzing data, and communicating their findings. Do we still have the Stony Creek students here? Would you guys mind standing up? And if you didn't have a chance, if you didn't have a chance to talk to them about their learning, make sure you stop by on the way out. We also have students from East and West Middle Schools. These students, they form the tech team in the school. So they produce announcements, and they make weekly technology shows, and then they support technologies for students and parents, or students and teachers. And I asked them, do you have many support questions from teachers? And they said no, but the students, a lot of times the students will come to them because maybe they don't want to do some of the problem solving and spend the time to navigate some of the challenges that they face. So I would love for those middle school students to stand up. So if you have any tech questions, they need to spend some time with my parents because they're asking me questions all the time and I can't answer them. And then we've got, from Noblesville High School, we've got some of our interns and students in the innovations class. We've got the Hamilton County Soil and Water intern. We also have with us a Hazeldale Christian Church intern, and his project is a YouTube channel that focuses on anxiety and depression awareness. And if you think about it, it ties back into the neuroscience that I was just talking about. It's hard to be a kid today. It's hard to be a parent today. The world is so much different, and so if this student is focusing his project on creating a YouTube channel to help children focus and students focus on anxiety and depression, I think that's just a powerful tool that speaks to the challenges that kids are faced with today. We also have Parker Media Group intern, and her Innovations Project is a podcast that focuses on civic engagement and health. And then we have Tri-Phase Technologies sales intern. His innovative project is to start his own non-for-profit to develop a school in Ghana. We have an intern that's working with the Roots of Light Church, and we also have, and you already met Abby, who, well, what else can I say about Abby? All right, would we have all of those interns and students stand up right now, please? They do a great job. We're really, really proud of them. Wait, she told me to, Marty told me, make sure I set this up before I press play. All right, so the Indy Star highlighted our modern classrooms recently, and here's a clip of Janae Burke, one of our kindergarten teachers at Noblesville Crossing, that shows what it's like to be in a kindergarten classroom today.
And they go to their home base and announcements happen, and immediately after an announcement we will go and do mini lesson. And a mini lesson is a quick teacher, I'm going to teach you this strategy or skill that is most likely best to help most of the students in the classroom. After I get the mini lesson, the classroom becomes an open palette and they are allowed to go anywhere. Students are taught from day one how to use the materials, what's acceptable, what is going to be a learning environment. After we do our mini lesson, they will break off and either go to a work by self or work with partner area, and they will work back and forth and collaborate or work on their own and build stamina. So the day kind of goes through these hour-long workshop approach, and the students are constantly collaborating, then practicing, then collaborating, and then practicing again. It's really seemed to help children grow and think through how they are as a learner. As you look in my classroom, you'll see that my classroom is set in sets of 2 everywhere you go, so that that partner collaboration is always encouraged everywhere around the classroom, so that they're constantly working back and forth on that by themselves together and then as a whole group.
Looks very different from when we were in school, doesn't it? I don't know how many of you had the opportunity to go see the Miller Showcase last week, but this is an opportunity where we have all of our students and all the creative things that they're doing in one place. So you've got to see teachers and students demonstrating their learning today, and it's really magnificent when you think about all of the things that it covers, from manufacturing, photography, aeronautics, media, cooking, engineering, music, business, art, robotics, computer coding, just to name a few. It's an amazing night, so I hope you had a chance to see that. Bob talked a little bit about workforce development, and that is something that's really important to us. We do create multiple pathways for students to find success, and it even starts at our little Miller preschool level, where we start introducing soft skills to students, and then we reinforce those kindergarten through 12th grade. So those are important. We want our kids to be ready for your places of employment when they leave our schools. We have the largest internship program in the state, and when we started, we had 22 students and 11 businesses during our inaugural year. Now we're up to 254 students and over 100 businesses. So it's a wonderful opportunity, and you've seen some of the great successes that we have from these students getting out into your work environment and learning alongside with you. So we really appreciate the partnerships that you have given us. We also have our Noblesville High School Workforce Development. Their staff partners with Indiana Department of Workforce Development, and they facilitate relationships with local employers and the Hamilton County Innovation Network. Some new things coming up this year. Okay, you know we have a new transportation center. The original one was built in 1978 when we only served 4,000 students. So now you can imagine the importance of expanding that. You already learned about the success of our inspections for 31 straight years. We have 200 different bus routes, 105 buses. We travel 1.2 million miles a year. We transport 9,300 students a year. And so that's kind of the importance of what we do. When we chose the new location for the transportation center, we did it for multiple reasons. We did it because of the infrastructure, because of the accessibility, and then there were two cost reasons. One is we already owned the property, and two, we needed some additional space for our parents to park in evening events at West Middle School. And so now we've got a parking lot that's used by our bus drivers during the day and parents in the evening events at West Middle School. So it was a really cost-efficient way to do that. Our Miller Explorers program, we just started it in January, and Angie Gingrich is the one who leads that endeavor. And it is our before and after school daycare. We already have 500 students. That's more than we ever had in a program that we had before we took it over. So it's an exciting extension of our school day. They focus on the arts, they focus on fitness, STEM activities, homework assistance, and so much more. So we have great partnerships with Noblesville Parks and Kahoot Park. So we really are looking forward to growing this program. Our Education Foundation, you met Adrienne. Adrienne Young is the new executive director, and she was also the winner. Adrienne, would you like to stand up? So it's good to know that she knows a lot about our school. We have a great partnership now. The Education Foundation is a not-for-profit organization that was established to serve the students and staff of Noblesville schools. Now we collaborate with them, and we are sharing Adrienne so that she can really help create a seamless service between the not-for-profit and the work that we do at Noblesville schools. Adrienne also has some amazing grant writing skills that we've tapped into already, so we really appreciate that. So when you think about Noblesville Education Foundation, consider supporting the Thank a Teacher initiative that you'll be hearing more about, and the Teacher of the Year recognition coming up in May. Our community outreach is really, I did it again. Our community outreach is really important to us. I'm in my 4th year of hosting once a week, or once a month, Table Talk, second Thursday of the month, 6:30 at Noble Coffee and Tea. It's a really great time to come out and ask questions and learn more about the school district. But I always encourage people to walk away from Facebook, and if you really want to solve a problem, come and see us. We've got these principals and teachers meet with parents all the time to answer questions, to field concerns. That's what we do. And so this is just one avenue, and I'm telling you, our teachers and principals meet with parents all the time. And that's what we prefer. Rather than posting on Facebook, we prefer face-to-face conversations so we can really solve problems. Okay. So we also have the Miller Ambassador Program. This is our 2nd year of this community engagement program, and it's really allowed those members to kind of have a behind-the-scenes look at all the things that happen to make a school district of this size run. So we've got some Miller Ambassadors here. Would you guys mind standing up? Both this current and graduates. Please stand. It's really been a great opportunity for us to engage with community members and get to know them and better, and then for them to understand how things work for us. So here's a little behind-the-scenes video. For facilities, we have 2 million square feet of space under roofs. We have 550 acres. And we recently completed a facility needs assessment to help us identify all of the things that we need to think about as we plan for the future. So the initial focus is going to be on some of those non-fun things, but necessities, roofing, HVAC systems, paving. We're going to update some playground equipment and lighting. So we've really been focusing on just taking care of our facilities. That's important to us. Our financial health, we're really strong financially. This slide shows the approved budgets from the DLGF. Those aren't what we actually spend. Those are just the approved budgets. The tax rates have been reduced in 3 of the last 4 years because our AV has gone up. So we're really glad about that. And here's some things that are coming in the future. We have an anniversary coming up. In 2019-20, we have the 150th anniversary of Noblesville Schools when it became a school district. So we're collaborating with the city, the county, the parks, Main Street Chamber, the library, Noblesville High School alumni, Conner Prairie, and many more to pull off a really fun year-long celebration of all the great things that have happened in the last 150 years in Noblesville schools. This is an interesting picture of 2nd Ward school. It was torn down in the 60s, and it's where Seminary Park is now. We're also exploring partners or some sponsorships. There's going to be a menu of opportunities. It's an opportunity for us to generate some revenue and to grow student learning opportunities. We've got promotional products. We've heard so many times from parents, where do you buy Miller gear? And so through Marnie and also TNT Designs, we are creating a wide variety of products that will be available on an easy online location. So we're really excited about kicking that off, and it will really increase the availability and meet the demand that we've had that we've just not been able to do. And this is a really fun endeavor. We've got Rob Lugo, principal of North Elementary. They're collaborating with the city of Noblesville to create community gardens. So I think this is going to be really cool this summer. So we're looking forward to this community-driven initiative, and we appreciate the collaboration to make that happen. And I just want to say thank you. Well, we do so much in this community to support one another, and we just need to continue that because together we're so much stronger. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for all that you guys do to support our work and to be a part of this amazing community. Thank you.
All I can say is wow and thank you. On behalf of the business community, the stuff that you are doing with your team is fantastic. I had a chance, I traveled across the country talking to chambers about workforce development, and they are always crazy impressed when I tell the story of the Noblesville schools. And they always wonder, how big of a city is this? Is this 500,000 people? And when I tell them it's a city of 60,000, how do you make that happen? And it happens because of leadership, like yourself and the school board, and we appreciate your leadership. So keep it up. And I appreciate what you do for my family, and I appreciate what you do for the players and you guys. We have some door prizes here. We have a lot of elected officials in the room, and I didn't get a chance, but could you do me a favor and just stand up if you're an elected official? This kind of covers me, right? Mayor Dizzo's here, our city council is here, trustees, folks. Thank you very much for your support of our Noblesville schools as well. And we have, from Hamilton County Business Magazine, 2 tickets to rent on June 12th, which is kind of cool. Sarah Reed. There's Sarah. can tell you, so by the way, the reason why we have cookies in the room today, there's cookies on the way out, was specifically for Sarah Lee. So now we have 4 box seats to the Indianapolis Indians baseball game on opening day, April 6th. Very cool. And that goes to Taylor Jennings. Commercial Products. His first chamber meeting, Taylor's opening outhouse co-working space out behind Starbucks on 32. I hope that's a great way to describe it for you. Constructed. And he's a very unique individual. It's a good addition to Noblesville. And flowers from Adrian's Florist, if you saw them on the way in.
Their address.
I can tell you, if you have a slippery business card, they're easy to grab, I guess. Aaron Stanton from the UPS store. Aaron, congratulations. Thank you students for being here at Orchard. And yes, absolutely, visit with the students on the way out. There are still some cookies there. The Education Foundation has a table out front. And if you need any information on any of our chamber stuff, don't leave the literature on the table here, by the way. We all put it there for a reason. We want you to get home and look at it. So thank you very much for coming, and we will see you next month.